Good evening, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. April 1st. The time is just flying for me. I guess it does for all of us old folks. Oh my goodness, in less than 20 days, I will be on vacation. Woo! We're counting the days. So this evening, I am going to. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, why are you sorry? I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm going to do a little walkthrough. All right, so I always forget to address this, but I named the stream this evening Throwback Technique Tuesday. My current, well, I didn't say my. How did I say it? My obsession or current obsession? Gosh, you know, it's already left my brain. Good evening, Joyce. Good evening, Angie. You did a video today? That's wonderful. Congratulations, Ange. That's cool. And hey, Cal. Hi. Come in, get comfy. And going rogue. All right, so I go in. April Fools, Ange. Oh, Ange. So my new obsession is a gal by the name of Cori Dahmen, Dahmen. Some of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with her. And I've watched several of her videos, and it seems like she's all about hinging her spine, which I had forgot about hinging a spine. When I first, yeah, that's a Dahmen. Yes, that's her. Hey, Jossie. Hi. Jossie, I was thinking of your hubby earlier today. I was wondering how he's feeling. And so the throwback technique, in my mind, is a hinged journal spine. My newest obsession is Cori Dahmen. Not sure I'm saying that right. Her channel is called Creating with Scraps. I did put her channel link to one of her videos in my description box. Everybody points down. It's under down there somewhere. And as I was watching her, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I used to do something very similar when I first came to Jersey and was trying to occupy myself and got on the internet. I discovered a gal by the name of Claire Charville, and some of you will probably be familiar with her too. She is from the UK, or she was from the UK, and she introduced me to making journals like this and graphic 45 paper. And I forgot all about how I used to do that years ago. So I pulled this out of my bedroom. This is one that I did. This is one of the first paper packs that I purchased. I don't even remember who this was by. Look at the width of this spine, which, hold on, look. It's crazy huge, right? What's this, about 4.25 inches? But I've got me a tassel and a dangle. Decorated the front. Look, got a little elastic band here. And I put our children's pictures in here. Doctor's tomorrow for the thyroid, but the surgery is on the 11th. Oh, on the 11th now, because it was later, right? Oh, I got to write that down, Jess. Okay, thank you. 411 Surge. Okay, because I think I put him in my phone so I don't forget. So Claire always had a lot of books like this that she would create. She used a lot of black, put on, like your graphic 45 paper, trimmed everything out. And I just loved this paper. So, and the spine is hinged. Now, I was remembering valleys and mountains and then putting, envelopes and stuff on top and using them as pockets, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But this one looks like I just made little troughs that had little what I called them fins. Cori calls them spikes, I think. But you put your pages on them, and your book lays really pretty flat. I've got to change there. Okay, I've got my phone going and I'm trying to look at my screen and I've got my water sitting right in front of my screen. Right, it was the 25th. Okay. Good. I'm glad I asked. Okay, great. Hey, Sherry. Hi. Good evening. So this is probably maybe the second or third journal I had done at that time because I did a couple just as a thank you to my sisters for helping with our daughter's wedding. This little girl's wedding right here. So there's pockets in here, and I just took our family pictures and I went and had them all printed in the sepia color. And then I kind of did everything like that. You can see, of course, I wasn't into doing tassels or any of that kind of stuff, but I was making pockets. This is our son. Our kids are only 14 months apart. Look at that. Look at that jazzy little pocket there. Look at me getting all, I had magnets. I did magnets. Trimmed out different shapes that came with the paper pack. Look how fancy I was. I thought I was a cat's meow, let me tell you. Belly band, huh? But see, it's it's full, but not full like we do now or like I do now. A lot of thickness here with some of the embellishments. Got me a little flip up with a pocket up here. Tip out. I totally forgot about all this. Okay, I don't know if that's a pocket or not. I guess that's a belly band. Wait a minute. Yep, belly band. I don't know what went in there. But I would sit for hours, as many of you I'm sure did as well. I made some smaller pockets. So then I got thinking, why have I forgotten about hinging a journal this way? Well, if you go and check out Cori's channel, she's in cahoots with a bunch of the other girls, like Gail, and she mentioned she was dropping a lot of names. She's involved in some 100-day journal, something or other. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to all that jazz. I was mostly looking at what she put together. So, of course, I was half paying attention and I was trying to mimic what she did because I loved it. So I had some of these digitals printed out, my new digitals that I acquired. And I wasn't really going to use them for anything. So I thought I could cut them up and use them in a book like Cori does. Now, she usually draws her guidelines on fabric, which I should have done that. I know I should have done that, but I didn't. I did it on paper. So then I had to go back and kind of jerry-rig this to get it to work. But I just took a piece of carton, I think this was. This was a box of something. Covered it with one of my digital papers that I printed. Now, I think Cori does it a couple of different ways. Thank you, Peggy. And so in one of the videos that I watch, she just glues her one side of her paper on her spike or her fin or whatever you want to call this. And she folds it in half, and she doesn't glue this down because then when she goes to decorate these pages, if she wants to pop something inside, or say she decides she wants to stitch on the edge or around it, she's got some flexibility. And then when she's finished decorating that page, she glues it down however she needs to glue it down. The video that I put in my description box, she shows you a bunch of her different journals that she's put together, and they really are quite amazing. And she's working on something, some kind of it's almost like Society of Idea Collectors kind of a thing. Like, she has one journal that has pages, but in each page there's a journal. She has one journal that's just all ideas pertaining to lace. Oh, you did, Jessie? What, stamps? I got rid of all my Julie Nutting stamps a long time ago, but they're adorbs. Sherry's been working on a golden book. Cool. So I just took some of my digitals and I just glued them as Cori did and suggested, one part of the fin. And then I don't know what I'm going to decorate with these pages. Of course, I have to put something here to cover up my mistake and ugliness here. And I could really use these as pockets to store things. But her books are nice and chubby, and she's always got this hard spine, which she likes. So I kind of have been getting away from that. But you can see where this was not done well because I didn't do it properly. I didn't do it the way she suggested, thus going rogue. I'm going to go rogue again this evening, I believe. So then I spent most of the afternoon fiddling around with another idea. So I was digging through some of my stuff and found some fabric, several pieces of fabric that I'd started to make journal covers with. So this is one of them. So as you can see, this is just a piece of denim. This was a cluster of some kind. I just took a bunch of little scraps and sewed it on a base piece of fabric, put that down, little piece of eyelet. I love this ticking type of fabric, and you probably can't see, I've got a little wooden bird there. And then I had some of my painty paper inside, painty fabric. I think I've done this a couple of times live, where I'm putting paint on fabric on the jelly plate, right? So I'm wanting to maybe put a magnet here, and I wanted to try that couching that Susan Taylor Brown does. So that was my first shot at doing that. And I thought, oh, well, maybe those little envelopes would fit in there. So I wanted to do envelopes. I only wanted to do a small amount, so I just did 4. And this was inspired by Cori, creating with scraps. And on one of her videos, she shows where she puts fabric on the front and the back. And then she's got envelopes. And then inside of each envelope is a journal. So this is just the beginning. There's nothing in these yet. I think I might put a little tab or some fabric here so I can scoot that out easy. But these were just old envelopes that I had. They were kind of a creamy color. You can see they were lined, which most of my envelopes aren't lined. This just happened to be. And then I did these coins. Now I'm trying to decide whether I want to put a button here to maybe wind these around, or cut out some more circles. So this one's got a journal. And then these are more of my digitals. I just printed those off and cut them. These are thank you notes that I found in my mom's stash. My mom always had the cutest little notes and cutest little cards. And so she had some of this stuff left over, and my sisters weren't interested in it. So I thought, I might be able to use that someday. So if you ever see a little, let me show you. Like I don't know how popular they are now. Where did I throw that box? They're like a little writing set, where it's got a little box of thank you notes, and the box is real cute and you can't throw it away. And then it's got the matching cards, and then it has the envelopes in it. That's what these were. These just were blank inside. So I thought they would make cute little journals to go in these envelopes. So I was digging through some bags, and I found some books that my husband and I picked up when we were in a thrift shop. And I thought, I forgot about those books. Well, in that bag was a stamp I picked up at the same time. So I just stamped the outside of the envelope with that stamp, used my oxide ink around the edge, and then one of my favorite stencils, and then I just stenciled the inside. And then I made sure I continued that up here so I didn't have a big white space. So this journal holds 4 little journals. Now I have to decide what to put in these little journals. So I'm thinking these are some of the offcuts of my Lovely's Crafting Lodge paper that I used for the insides. So I don't know if I'm just going to make a little tag here that says, lace ideas or cluster ideas, or how I'm going to use them yet. I haven't gotten that far. Hi, Teresa. Good evening. So I just thought, now when you go and look at Cori's channel and you see this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Of course, her journals are all decorated up and everything already because she did it a while ago. And then the last one. So I still have to decide about winding that around. And then I don't think I want Velcro, so I think I'm going to do a magnet here. And then but I'm going to wait on that because if this gets chubby when I put things in my journals, I have a little bit of wiggle room here. But this little journal cover was just sitting, not doing anything. So what I did was, one of the things that Cori says is you put your fabric with your 2 pieces of paper, whatever you're going to use, and then you just stitch it. Now, she normally stitches it on a separate piece of fabric. And then sometimes she uses Tyvek and a couple of other pieces of fabric. It might be a canvas or whatever. And you don't see the stitch marks. But in this case, I did go rogue and I stitched it right onto my cloth cover. So then as I was continuing to root through some of my stash bricolage using what I have, I found some more cards that my mom had, which happened to have these really cute envelopes. These are Debbie Mum. Now all these envelopes are the same, and I thought, oh my, wouldn't these make cute pockets for yes, Kel, another journal. So I wanted to try to follow somewhat closely to what Cori was suggesting, but I didn't know. I've got pieces and bits everywhere here, so I might need a moment. So these have cards. Now I had 7 envelopes, but only 6 cards. And I did do here it is. So what Cori does, at least in one of her videos, she takes this, for her would be a piece of canvas, and she takes her pieces of paper, which end up being her spikes, as she calls them, I believe. I used to call them fins. And then she lines them up and she stitches them on. She uses repositional tape to hold them in place. And you could do this on and fabric is a much nicer look because you don't see your paper, you see a nice fabric in between. But the other thing that Cori uses, my dear friends, is her friction, I think that's how you say it, ink pens that disappear when you put heat on it. So she draws her lines with one of these, and then when she gets them all sewn in and she gets it the way she wants, she just hits it with her heat tool, and then all those extra lines disappear. Now, this happens to be an envelope my mom also had, but it had the lines on it, and I figured that's going to get covered up. So I put my fins on paper, not fabric. And I thought these would make cute pockets, so I figured I could have 6 journals. One pocket could be free to put in whatever I wanted. And what I was thinking is, back in the day, I would slip an envelope over top of my fin and glue that down, which I think that's the way I'm going to go tonight. And Cori glues her pages or pockets on her fins. So I'm going off on my own a little bit. I love Debbie Mom. So then I thought, well, I have 14 fins. Maybe I have some other things that might work. So then I found these little envelopes, and I thought these might be good to put little tags in. See, I've got a couple of different sizes here. So I think I want to put these on the fins along with those envelopes. Now, I think I'm going to have to do some trimming, because once I get these on the fins, I'm going to lose some space, and I don't think my cards are really going to fit to use as my journals. So I'm going to have to do some adjusting, and I just don't know how this is going to turn out, girls. But see, each card's got a little sentiment in it, but I could cover that up with something, but they're just so stinking cute, right? So the idea is like the other book I showed you, and these are going to go in here. Now, what I'm trying to debate is, I think I want to trim some of this away where you would see more of the journal. See, I've got my pages sticking out. It's not going to slip in there easy for me. As I've been fussing around all day, and then I'm walking back and forth, in and out of my room, in and out. I'm thinking, what is that sitting there? And look, I forgot I purchased this. This is an 8x8 Stamperia paper pack. Hi, Carol. Good evening. So I think this will work really well with those Debbie Mom envelopes. Now, I'll probably use this for my cover. I don't know how yet. I don't know if I'm going to use some additional cards, not cardstock, maybe chipboard, and glue this on, or dig out some fabric. I don't know how far I'm going to get tonight, how late I'm going to be able to stay awake. But isn't this paper pretty? And I didn't remember I bought it. Isn't that sad? Sunflowers. Ooh. So I've done a little bit of prep work because I made the one sample. Look, I've got little journaling cards here that are included in the paper pack. Aren't they adorbs? And look, little tags. And then just little images that, I could cut out and glue down. Sunflower farm kind of ish, So we'll see how it goes. I mean, how bad can it look? How bad can it look? We'll see. All right, so I've got to roll up my sleeves, take off my wristlets here, and get crack-a-lackin'. So I've got a lot of things swimming around in my head. So I have just a few of these, and I've got 7 of these. So back in the day, I would just trim off a little bit off of the bottom of my envelope, and it would go on the fin. And I think that's what I want to do. That's really not what Cori does. She may have at some point, but some of the videos that I watched, she did not do that, but I'm thinking I'm going to do that. Now, what I'm also thinking is, see, I'm not crazy about this white part of the envelope here. And I'm really thinking about just cutting that away. Oh, that's not going to fit. Let's see if I have the smaller things. Nah, it's not any smaller. I need something. Whoop. Let's get everything out. Let's get it all out. That's not going to go either. I don't think I want to cut one of those. I do have a smaller little piece of card that I think I could use this. This is part of that paper pack that my book I showed at the beginning was made out of. Did I miss anybody coming in? I hope not. Oh, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, I could move it, I guess. See, I'm really thinking about cutting just straight across here. I could do one, right? And see how I like it. That's a little big, too. All right. So I'm already heated up here. I was freezing. Put on a sweater, put on a scarf, and now I'm all got myself all wound up. Woo! All right, let's see. Cori has the cutest little tiny see-through ruler. It's just real little. It makes me want to get one. And she uses her board to do measuring too, to try to keep herself straight on a straight and narrow. I really want that. I think down here further. So this is my pen that if I put heat on it, the line disappears. Now I did have my little cutter blade. How long and wide? I did them according to my envelope, Kel. So I think they're 6 3/4 by an inch. So I have a 1/2 inch to work with. But depending on what you wanted to put on them, that's how long I guess you would make them. Yeah, so this is they're about 6 inches, 6 1/4 by an inch. And then I scored them down the center. Now Cori also says if you don't have a sewing machine, you can do a pamphlet stitch and stitch them onto your backing. So that's helpful to know too. So let's see if I can do this without ruining my envelope. This might weaken my envelope where I might not be happy, but let's just see. I've just got it in my mind. Sometimes you have things in your mind and you just got to do it. You just got to do it. This could be fiddly, this part here. She has one journal. If you watch the video that I linked in my description box, where she's using what she calls a policy envelope. Oh my gosh, I so want to buy some of those. I'm trying to resist the urge. See, I'm thinking I want it like that. But what I didn't think about was being able to see that. So see, I shouldn't have done that. I like it better the other way. So this envelope I'll use for something else. So I got to find another envelope. Oops. I should have done a practice, a one I didn't care about. All right, so what I would do back in the day is get my score tape. I still have a roll left, if you can believe it. and score tape on both sides of my little fin. And I'm going to try to get it right down the center. Oh, that's an idea, Peggy. Okay, I could check that out. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you're using score tape, if you haven't used it in a while, you want to burn it down, pretty well. And try not to waste any like I just did there. I should have measured. I don't like to measure, and I used to put my hand in it like this so I could stick and roll at the same time. Now I'm going to come back and burnish these. So if you have any questions for me, put it in caps and hopefully I'll see it like Peggy did. And Cori tells you all different. I mean, she's got all different kinds. When you see this lady's journals, I mean, you're going to be drooling. Your mouth is just going to be moist because they're really cute. But we can do cute, right? We can do cute. So this is instead of doing signatures like I should speak for myself, like I've been accustomed to do lately. Now she'll show you on that video that I put in my description box. She's got one signature. She's got one that's got like 7. Is anybody familiar with her? Does anybody else know her work? I had subbed to her channel and didn't realize, and then I don't know if she popped up, I don't know, and I watched her and I thought, oh, what's this about? What's this lady doing? Now I remember from years ago it was fiddly getting my envelopes on these fins. Whoops. Oh, shoot. See these? You don't want to do that. That's a waste of score tape. I don't know who's talking about 7 Plaza. Somebody talking about 7 Plaza? I wasn't. Now, I wasn't really quite sure which way I was going to go tonight, so I could have had some of this done really ahead of time. You thought I mentioned 7 something? Oh, geez, Peggy, I could have. I just seem to ramble on and then I don't remember what I said. Maybe it'll come to me. Not that I remember at this moment. Oh, I was saying, in that video, Cori shows a journal she did with one signature, and then she had others that had maybe 7 signatures. I think she had one that had 10. Hey, Diane, how are you? Good morning. And you can see, this is probably about what, maybe, I don't think it's a ½ inch apart. It might be 2/3 or something. I don't know. It's smaller than a half, but bigger than a quarter. And you can put that closer together, if you draw your own lines. All right, what's Peggy saying? I'm doing, oh, you are, Peggy? Oh, that's cool. This, I'm talking about Cori from Creating with Scraps. And she's involved with some kind of ABC kind of challenge. She's doing something with some of the other, famous girls online that do journaling. Boy, this score tape is hard to tear. I used to have score tape that was different sizes. This is all I have left. I could cut it with some scissors. Wouldn't that be nice? Debbie, they both streamed together yesterday. Okay. But Cori's doing some ABC thing, and I think it's like these idea books. I think that's what she calls it, an idea book. Like one book, it's got all different ways to use like postage stamps. And of course, yes, Debbie, that's her. That's who I'm talking about. And one book's all lace, I think. She's got, they're just, and they're decorated. The pages are just, really yummy. And she talks about a couple of books she purchased from a couple of other girls. And she mentions Natasha, and she mentions Tracy Fox. She's a name dropper. She's in there with all to me, the celebrities of the art community. Diane says, I glued a cork to one side of a small stamp block and use it to cut tape. No need to change hands. I have to think about that. Not coming to me. Crafty by Tony. I never heard of her. Okay, I glued a cork to one side of a small stamp block and used that to cut tape. I don't know. I'm like that's not making sense to me. But that's probably me. I didn't mean to be so dopey. All right, I'm coming down the home stretch here. Now, of course, if you have this on fabric, it's going to look a lot nicer than on paper. And of course, I did this on just this plain. I used it because it had the lines. I'm not good at drawing my own lines. I get frustrated, and I just didn't feel like doing it. So, two more. You can use a small acrylic block. Yes, I have a couple of stamps. I think I got them in a Goodwill bag. I don't even remember. that are the real tiny ones, like they're bugs. Like one's a frog, one's a fly, one's a bee, I think. And they have the word bloom on one of them. I can show you one. I think I have it right here. I think I got like 4 of them in some bag I picked up at Goodwill. And they look like those glass squares that people use to put in vases, to keep like artificial flowers standing up. Oh, that's an idea, Peggy. Peggy's always got a lot of good ideas. Okay, where's my little... Come out wherever you are. Oh my goodness, I always throw them right back in here, and then when I want it, I don't. There he is. He must have jumped from one lane to the other. This is the bee. See, it's like one of those little glass things that you put in but the one side's flat, and they glued the little stamp to it. This is real convenient to use this. So you could do these yourself. But one of them had the company name on here. It said Bloom. Oh, I just noticed the image is scratched into the side of the glass. I don't know. But some of those little things are flat-sided that you could get at the craft store. You could just make your own, right? All right, so now I'm going to burnish these down as best I can. Now, of course, doing it the way that I'm doing it, I'm going to lose some length in my envelope. And I want to think about how I'm going to put my envelopes on, because I only have a certain amount of the one kind and a certain amount of the other. And I might want my flaps facing one way halfway through and another way. So there's always something to think about. Yeah, I have credit cards sitting right here, but I never thought about using that to tear. Quite frankly, I never thought about it. Oops, look, I missed. Boop, 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 boop. Now, certainly, if you did a pamphlet stitch, that would add some bulkiness, I would think. And I would think you might want to stitch your pages on while you're stitching this onto your... Oh. Now, I remember this working real well years ago, but I don't know how it's going to work tonight. Now, the other tricky thing is one of the tricky things is going to be to get all those envelopes on even. No guarantees. And I marked my little template here, top, and I did it in the pen where I can put the heat on it and take that away. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought I had 7 envelopes of this kind. 7. So I was thinking one of these could go in the middle. I've got 14 spikes. I don't think I have 14 envelopes. And then I've got these little guys. So if I do this one in the middle, then I could do this one. Then this one could go... Oh, it won't tuck. It won't really tuck. Well, I guess it will tuck a little bit. Well, I can use it anyway. So if I go that way, and this is smaller. If I sit them, I might want that kind there. And then a bigger envelope here. Let's put another one here. And I'll do another small. If I go that way, that could be that way. This could be this way. That would be my front, my first one. It's not the end of the world, right? Was Angela here? Hi, Angela. How are you today? Okay, so now they're in order, I think, the way that I want them. So now I got to keep this. Now I want to just take off a very little smidge off the bottom of these envelopes that I can then put them on my fins. Now, the other thing that I used to do is I used to snip the corners of my fins. And I'm going to do that if I can with these scissors. Oh, that's a little harder than I thought. Got all that score tape on there. And this should let me... This should let me slide my envelope on a little easier. Let me see. I've got different scissors that work. Some work a little better than others. So I'm just doing the one side. That's better. I'm using my little Timmy scissors. I'm doing okay. It was very cold here today and windy. If anybody follows me on Facebook, I posted a picture of my husband. I turned around and looked outside. I've got a slider door right here. It goes out to the backyard, and we have a little garden right here. And I look out, and there's this man out there all bundled up like we're ready for a winter blizzard. He's out there putting mulch down. I'm like, are you crazy? Well, I want to get it done. It would be nice if it wasn't so windy. Well, it was windy. He looked like the abominable. I said, what, are you afraid the mulch police were going to come along and give you a ticket? I mean, this guy wanted to get it done. Oh, my goodness. Even when we put Jenny out, she was coming right back to the door by herself. I mean, it's not that cold out, but she wasn't having it today. He was, Peggy? They would get along great. My husband's like, oh, it feels good to get that done. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I'm like so not into gardening, I can't even tell you. I don't like dirt. I don't like bending over. I like looking at it when it's all said and done. He's got tomato plants started. He's been keeping geraniums alive all winter. They all look beautiful. His tomato plants look gorgeous. He does the tomato plants for me. He doesn't even eat a raw tomato. So then he had an extra bag of mulch left over, so he went down and did our neighbors. Anybody that just came in, don't listen to Angie. She didn't really do a video. She's April fooling me. I'm surprised my son didn't call with some kind of an April Fool's stunt. He usually does that. All right, so this takes a little time, but in the long run, I think I'll be glad I did it. Well, I hope I can get this to work. It used to work beautifully years ago. Did anybody else do this? You like pruning? Oh my gosh, I remember Janet Young. This was years ago, talking about, I don't know if he's her husband. What's his name? Robert Vaughn. I wish he was your neighbor too, Joyce. Then we could hang out. And Joe, she had some kind of maybe a peony at the end of the driveway or something. He went right over it with the mower, with the riding mower. All right, so now I've got that all prepped. Really, Debbie? Oh, I never heard that before. Oh, you did, Diane? Maybe it's coming back. It's coming back. All right, I need a little cutter. These are all my little offcuts. I'm thinking I might be able to put some of those to good use. All right, so now I want to try to keep these in order. Oh, Debbie. I'm just not with it. Okay, so I just want to take the littlest tiniest bit off, and I want this to be straight as well. So I guess I want to put that way. And this, I want to make sure I take it off the right end. This is not I really like this cutter, but I'm having a hard time getting used to where it actually cuts. So that's going to go that way. Now, Cori does measurements and she makes marks so she knows where she's attaching her pages so they all line up evenly. She's got it down to a science. So if you're confused at all, watch her because she knows what she's doing. All right, so now this was face up. Doesn't really matter a whole lot, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Face up. So maybe I want it face down. Now you can do this with regular paper and fold your paper in half, like the one that I messed up. It was just regular paper she folded in half and used as her pages. I'm just doing envelopes because I want to slip in. I had the cards that match the set and I think they're cute and I want to make little individual journals. Don't ask me why. It's just that's what was in my head. It was just in my head. And sometimes I get things in my head, I just got to get them out. Debbie said I tried a folio from a 12 by 12, but the scores on double-sided paper were splitting or cracking. Oh, that's a bummer. I hate when that happens. Okay, this envelope is really kind of rogue, but I'm going to use it. I think I'm still short. I'm going to be short one here. That's why a lot of times it's just worth it to buy the better paper because I hate when it cracks too. Of course, you can stick something over top of it, but It's annoying. It's annoying. And sometimes the good stuff cracks too. Now, my fins are all one size, and of course, my envelopes are two different sizes. So that could be could be interesting. It could be interesting. And I full well expect my cards are not going to fit because I'm taking a little bit off of these envelopes. Now, I do have a little bit of wiggle room. However, it might not be that much wiggle. One was Timmy paper. Oh, that's the bummer. Tim, if you're watching, we need to have a word. All right. Now, haven't done this in a while, girls. So this is the top for me, and this is the bottom. This is going to be my envelope number 1. I want it to, when I open my book, I want it to be this way. So now I have, it's open at the bottom. And I want to slip it on this fin. And I'm going to try to do this and not look like a goofball and be all thumbs. But like I said, I haven't done this in a really, really long time. Now, when I was fiddling around with this earlier, I don't really want to drag it all the way down because then I've got so much here, right? And my envelope is a little bit longer than my backing template, or my spine template. So when I was looking at it earlier, I was thinking if I lined it up with the second block to be even with the end of that score tape, or maybe just the bottom, as I go, it's going to be harder and harder to line these up so they'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe putting too much pressure, but even when pressing, folding down, it's split. She did get me good. So I guess that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to line up the bottom of the large envelopes with the bottom of my little thing here. Now, this is where it gets tricky because you want to sneak that score tape out. I mean, the protective thing. I like using my pokey tool because you don't really have any wiggle room. Once that goes down, man, you've made a decision. It's done. And now I've got to stick this other side. Once you get that first one done, it's a little easier. So that's my first page, my first pocket. Now I've got this little guy. Technique is the same. I'm not really so concerned about these. If they're offset a little bit, I'm certain I can live with it. Now this is a little tighter because it's a smaller envelope. I'm just trying to see. Oh, I see. I didn't catch that in there. So that's really where that's going to go. So I'm going to lay it flat. I'm going to try not to wiggle it. I'm going to sneak in there and grab my... Now you could use a pair of tweezers to go in there and grab it. That might work well too. Make sure I have my envelope going the right way. Now, if you don't have score tape, you could use glue. It would be a little fiddly, but I think you could do it. I think you could. I think you could. Now, I'm thinking this could store tags or whatever, right? So I want this one to go on this way as well. And I'm going to line that up with the bottom of my... I've got it in snugged in pretty well to the center. I'm trying not to wiggle this till I get that one piece out. Yeah, when I used to watch girls years ago do this, they were fiddling around with their fingers and stuff. And I'm like, why don't you use your pokey tool? I mean, the pokey tool always worked so good for me. This envelope is a little larger than the other. So I'm just going to eyeball that and give it a little zhuzh. Feels like I'm hung up somewhere. Yeah, I'm hung up. I'm hung up. Some of these envelopes are not glued. You know, I've got a little loose flap there, so that's hanging me up a little bit. I guess I should back it up a little bit because I don't want it over my stitch marks because I want it to be able to move easily. Okay, now I think I wanted these to go this way from this point. Cassie's checking on Kel. Kel's probably working along. Now, years ago, I never stitched my fins on. I always glued those on. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Look, see? Ah. That's not coming up. Oh, well, see, I'm not paying attention. I didn't line up my bottom, so now I got to hang downer. Live and learn, girls. Live and learn. I said I wanted to do that, and I didn't do it. So now I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. I'm off. All right, this one is the tight fit, I think. Oh no, this might be the bigger one. Yes. Cut it and glue it. All right, this little guy's gonna lay down. Sneak in there and grab my tape. I do like score tape. I haven't looked at the price of that for a long time. A hang down like that one random upside down archer. Yes. But look, see, they lay flat. I mean, it is cool. I just don't know why I stopped doing it. I don't know why. Of course, I was folding paper, making little trays and measuring one tray inside the other tray, and this is a lot easier. All right, now I want to. I added one and then I pulled it off. Lining that up with the bottom of my template there, my backing thing. And trying to stay straight. I pulled it out. I pulled it out. I pulled it off. I pulled it. See, I knew it was going a little. Yes, it would, Joyce. A good ephemera holder for sure. Now, see, it's sticky. And I've got to be careful because I knew it was going too good. I was thinking this would be fun to do with business reply envelopes too. You could have all different sizes. All right, I'm going to line that bottom up again. And I just can't tell if for some, yeah, it's on there. Whew, this was the toughest one so far. Okay, here we go. Here we go, loop-de-loop. Now, I haven't thought about what I'm going to do for my cover for this one yet. Mine folded out like treasure book. Oh, like it kept folding out? Like a map? Or like something treasure books did, like Natasha did? All right, I'm sliding that up. I'm wanting that to line up. Yeah, they used to say, call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner. Okay, this is the little one. It's spread out, yes, from Natasha's channel. I mean, she's got a lot of good stuff on that channel. She's so clever with her presentation. See, this is where I'm getting hung up. See how the envelope, well, I cut off the bottom. This one's not letting me zhuzh it. Let's give this a little more of a haircut, this one. Make sure I'm going the right way. This one end is really giving me a hard time. I'm approaching this one a little differently. Only trying to lay it down and slide it in. See, it's a little too big. But the other one went on okay. It's just not having it. Wait a minute. I'm snipping a little bit of this off. I'm cheating. Don't tell. I don't want to give up. I won't give up. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Joyce says, what did Joyce say? I'm going to have to make one of these. Oh, yes, please do, Joyce, and send me a picture. I made one recently with clear page protectors. Oh, that's a good idea. Debbie says, I bought 9 by 12 envelopes with side flaps. I want those policy envelopes. I was telling Jacqueline, they have them where they're burlap, or at least burlap looking, with little white flowers on it. Oh, I had to really control myself not to order them. If they would have been here by this evening, I would have ordered them. But no, I had to wait 2 days. Can't wait 2 days. You got a stream you got to get going on? Come on. What are they, crazy? All right, this is my weird one. I'm going to use it anyway. Line up the bottom, Lori. Line up the bottom. I thought about it earlier, and then when push came to shove, I forgot about those. Yeah, the envelope was, they are cool. Ah, I slid this one, girls. I slid it. I gotta stop talking so much. Kel's not talking. Okay. Let's get this side. I wonder if I could find it on my, I probably could find it on my phone because I think I put them on my wish list. Now, see, this is going to be trouble here. Oh, we got trouble because I got the score tape down a little too far. It's a little crooked, so I might have some stickage. Just saying, might have some stickage. This one I want to go this way. And this is larger again, so I shouldn't have a problem. Now, if all of your envelopes are the same size, you're not going to have a problem. This, I'm doing 3 different size envelopes. So it's a little more fiddly. Kel was eating a tuna fish sandwich. Oh, that sounds good. Just hit the tape with powder. Okay, Peggy. That'll fix it. I'm telling you, girls, she's a wealth of information. All right. Whoops. Twisting and turning. Twisting and turning. Make sure you mark where your top is, or you can mark where your bottom is, just so you can keep yourself going the right way. So let's say, oh, so I'm too short. I'm too short. I might have to do something about that. I don't think I missed any in the where my mom's stuff was. I could go back and look. Wouldn't it be funny if I had another one? I did it again. I did it again. La, 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 la. No. Oh, that one I think's crooked. I think that one's crooked. She told me she made a video, Angela. And I'm like, oh, good for you, Ange. That's great. And she said, April Fools. Okay. So there we have it. And of course, this is all pockets. So now my idea was then to use the greeting card part or the note cards. I guess they're greeting cards. Please get well. Of course, I cut pages already to go in these to make the journals. See, now because it's glued here, I'm losing some room to squish that in. So maybe I'll do what Peggy said, and I'll tuck this. And then I don't have to do a lot of cutting. Of course, I could put it in the other way. Okay, I might have to think about that because I'm not sure that I like that. I could take some pages out. I've got 4 pages in there, and I could trim. Of course, this card is the only card that's going this way. I wasn't going to use this one, and I might decide not to use this one. Let's see, that's why my pages are a little longer. I just did trim them. Let's try this one. So that's quite a bit to trim off. to be able to get my flap over. Yes. See, I'm still short that much. Now, what would happen if I could add to this flap with a paper pack? I could glue a piece of the scrap paper on there. Couldn't I? Couldn't I now? Couldn't I? Just cut the card edge. Yeah, that's what I was thinking originally. Let me get rid of my scored tape scraps here. But that's quite a bit. So I'd have to take off this whole bordered edge. I just wrote on myself. And then, of course, all my pages are going to be too big, too. But if I want to stick with the plan, Debbie mum, 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 mum. Okay, here we go. Oh. Can you stand that didn't go all the way through? I'm so weak, so weak. I need a tuna fish sandwich. Boy, that looks dumb. Look. It looks dumb. Hey, Cal, Lori, and anyone. My hubby said he wanted to do a Prompy page with me. Went and he. Oh, so you're gonna post it? Okay, Debbie. Thanks for coming in. Have a good snooze. All right. Let's see. So fits in there, but I don't know if I put any pages in there if it's gonna fit. These have to be trimmed now too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that. Kel, do you like the white pen? All right, Peg's got another idea. Lori, I would cut just the border of the card and test it. Yeah, it's too late for that card. Too late for that card. Okay, I don't know if I can. I might have to get my. Hold on. And I just have it in my mind I wanted these cards to be journals, but it doesn't have to be. It can be whatever, right? It can be whatever I want it to be. This might be a little too chubby. Where'd I put my, here it is. I can put a little bit of lace. Yes, really like the white pen on the dark. Oh, I might have to look into see if I just get the white. Oh, that works okay. Oh, I don't like that. All right, let's try this one. Let's do what Peggy said. Let's just do the border on this one. And that would be right about there. Where's my, it's not pressing down enough. Gotta make the noise. It didn't cut through again. Oh, I just don't have too much oomph in my arm there. I tried using my rotary blade earlier. I don't know if it's me or it's just the blade so dull I couldn't get it to cut any fabric at all. All right, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's go that way. Boy, I really had that off kilter. Really, I should have paid attention. Oh well. Well, I hope people learn from my mistakes. That would be nice. Yeah, it's still just a little. It needs to have the rest. Lori, we miss you. Oh, thank you, Joyce. I was beat to the socks. I couldn't, for some reason, I just couldn't get myself to fall asleep the night before. And I finally fell asleep around 4:30 in the morning. And I just was worn out. I have to go back and watch. I didn't. What Peggy say? Peggy said, try folding that. Yeah, I did that earlier. I didn't really care for that so much. I'm thinking a little bit of lace right on the edge there. It's going to look just darling. Just going to look darling. It is just going to be darling. Now I just have to do all of these. So now I have to think about a cover. And I'm trying to think if I have any kind of a carton where I could take and easily fashion a cover. Or just use my paper pack. Tri-fold. Oh, I read that one already. Try folding it over. Do-do-do. Where'd you go? I took it out. I took it out. Oh, that's that crazy one. I'm so right-handed. All right, so now I have to pamphlet stitch those pages in for those little journals. So even with my hang downer, it doesn't look too bad. Of course, I could use my paper pack to, decorate some of these. It's just going to be, I think it's just going to be so cute. I'm going on vacation April 17th. We leave April 17th. Yikes. Where am I going? Oh, I thought you said when. Where? I'm going to Europe. We're going to see my bonus son. That's really the main reason. And he sent me videos of the girls out in the playground swinging on swings, jumping around in their new house. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're so cute. All right, for right now, I'm just going to tuck these in here. I'm going to let those flaps. I'm just going to let those flaps flap. And here's this one. There's another one. Now, of course, you can use any envelopes, right? You all know that. I showed you the one earlier that just plain envelopes. I decorated my own. You might not want to do that, or you might not have the time, or feel like that's something you want to do. But sometimes you see little packages of stuff like this in even the dollar store, maybe, right, or a thrift shop, and you think it's cute. You think, yeah, but what would I do with it? Just something else to sit around. Hey, look, you could do this. You could do it. Oh, thanks, Jassy. That's very sweet of you. I don't think I'm going to miss not being here. Well, I could get bored at night, that's for sure. I might pop on to say hi. All right, so now I got to figure out a cover. Now I could have a cloth spine to wrap around my cover. This is going to glue inside my cover. This was silly to do this because I can't. I just want to see how it's going to be even chubbier, but I wanted to get an idea chubby wise as far as a cover. I need those flaps in, flaps out. Let's fill this one. Let's go in. Now I need some ideas of what to put in these little journals. So it's already going to be pretty chubby. It's going to be pretty chubby. So I think oh yeah, Angie's going to get in my suitcase. She's going to keep an eye on the squishmallows I'm taking. So let's see. I want it to be at least, I would think, 5.5, 5 3/4 that way. And maybe 7 1/4. 5.5 by 7 1/4. These are 8 inches. I didn't even think about postcards. It's a good idea, Teresa. It's a very good idea. The last time my son and I went, we were supposed to meet Barbara Chicken Pot Pie at the airport. And we waited and waited and waited. She never showed up. It was so sad. Look how cute that is. Now that would kind of be a cute cover. I don't know that I have, and it doesn't have to be the same on the back, right? Well, there's blue. What's Teresa say? Well, Andrew, both campus. You can collect them in Europe and add them when you get home. And oh yeah, that's true too. But it would be nice getting one from Europe, wouldn't it? I might even get home before you get it. Now this is just cardstock weight, so I'm just trying to debate whether I want this or whether I want something more sturdy. Cori uses something definitely more sturdy. But I could glue this on top of, like a piece of chipboard, right? Or even a piece of, Barbara is usually in Janet Nash's stream, I think, faithfully, and maybe Dee Dee's, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think it's big enough to double. If I glue it down on something, I'm gonna lose, one side, right? Oh, there's an idea, Ange. Good thinking. Ange just got her thinking cap on. I don't think I like that for the back. This is a patchwork. I really kind of like that yellow. If I do it that way, that's upside down. This is why I can't get anything done, because it takes so long to make a decision. And then I could wrap fabric around the back and coming around to the front. I definitely think I need a piece of Cori's books are hard covered, and she likes that. I mean, I like fabric soft. I like it all. Okay, that's just the bottom line for me. I like it all. So I have to remeasure. Have to think about how I want to do it. I don't know that I'm ready to do it for this evening. Oh, Kel, I know. That would have been nice. Oh. All right, so I think I'm going to cut chipboard sides. I don't think I'm going to do it tonight. And then I'll pick out some kind of fabric to wrap around the back, and then probably wrap around a little bit to the front. But I think it would be cool to add some of the paper pack on these plain envelopes, or cut the little cards. Let's see. Okay, so these are good. There are little, see, there's all kinds of little doodads. See, these I would want to glue down because it's got that advertisement on the one side. But there are some tags. Good night, honey. But sunflower and art. This just is really cute paper. What's it called? Stamperia Sunflower Art. That's what it's called. Duh. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, look at the green. I always forget to put paper aside for the cover. Yeah, I like sunflowers too. I'm not so crazy about these tags that have that squirrely top. I think they're a pain to cut them out. But let's cut out a couple of these. Night, Teresa. Teresa, I forgot to ask you how you're feeling. I have to start making a list of what I have to pack. Off to first of 1,000 doctors. Are they all in one day, Teresa, or is it going to be ongoing? Oh, she was saying goodnight to hubby. Okay, she's not leaving. All right, sorry. I misunderstood. Thanks, Kel. I misunderstood. Kel was on last night. She was showing a journal that she created, and she did very well with her creation. Ongoing. Okay. So you have to make sure, Kel. Why don't you put your Why don't you put your link in for your journal for your stream last night, and maybe some folks can go and see it. And then I was saying, Kel sent me pictures of a couple bracelets she was working on the other night, and I didn't show them. I should show that too. Now that I'm thinking of it. I love these because they don't go anywhere. All right, so there's some little journaling cards from the paper pack. Let me see. I think I can find this pretty quickly. If my memory is any good. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It might be on, oh, nope, there it is. Look how cute these are. Look, they got all those little beads around the bigger bead. Isn't it cute? Very cute. Good job, Kel. Good job. All right, so I certainly could use these to tuck in, my little envelopes, but I could also use them to make additional little pockets and tuck spots. Could use it there. I'm just wondering how it would look. Oh, you did, Teresa? I didn't realize you did some beading. I forgot to tell Kellyanne this. Kellyanne made me these earrings. It looks more blue on the screen, but these are really kind of like a dark teal. And a cabochon. The necklace part matches the earrings, and then the cabochon. It really goes well with the one shirt that I wear. Now, my husband, he really doesn't notice. I don't know that he doesn't notice. He doesn't usually compliment very much. I'm just going to say this. He just doesn't. But when I first wore these earrings that Kel made me, he admired them. And then our daughter, who is not a jewelry person at all, we went to her house and she's like, "Oh, those are cool earrings, Mom." Okay. I mean, so everybody loves it. Oh, look, this would be cute too. Tuck in, or I could glue something here. Not crazy about that. So maybe some lace, or I got to do something there. Now, what should I put here? I probably do have another 5x7 envelopes, which I know, right, Peggy? It is saying something. But I could glue paper from the paper pack here. And kind of make an envelope. But then it would kind of just be out of sync with everything else. And then let's not forget, I have these to trim out and finish up. So, well, I've been here almost 2 hours. Is everybody getting ready to head to bed? Are you tired? Teresa, send you pictures of what? I forget it. She wanted pictures? No, Jesse's not tired. All right, let me just do this. I'm gonna cut this. Kel says no. I think we lost Jacqueline. She is up at the crack of dawn, and she doesn't take a break during the day. She's like going full throttle all the time. She said, "I'm going to try to stay awake." But it's very difficult to stay awake. All right, so then let's mark this. I think I can do all those pages at once. Let's stitch one of these together. Ooh. Now I just had, oh, there's a little bit of lace. That might look cute. Because lace is soft, so it should be able to. All right, let's get this back here. See, this is how I work. I got everything all over my desk. This one's already done. Oh no, it's not already done. I had it in the other way. First, two little kitty cats there, Kel. Two little kitty catters. And the pages that I'm using, I used some of the pages I got from Jacqueline in here, but some of them are just old dyed paper pages that I had laying around like forever. And I thought I could get some of those out and use them. So they'll just be plain. So you have to let me know if you check out Cori's channel. It's not going anywhere, Ange. Close your eyes. Brush those eyeballs. Brush those eyeballs, Ange. Okay, let's see. Let's take that out. I sent a picture of Mom's necklace. You sent it to me? I'll have to go look. Hold on. So I had some painty paper, and then I had some dyed paper. No, that's fine, Ange. You do what you need to do, baby. Thanks for April fooling me, Ange. That was fun. I got a little bit of ink there on my card, so I'm going to take my heat tool and make it disappear. Oh my gosh, I love these pens. I love them. I love them. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm just going to do a 3 pamphlet stitch on these little journals inside of the journal. Oh, that was silly worry. I took it out before I marked it. Got ink on there. I still say if you do painty papers and you don't like them, you go back and look at them a month later or something, they look a lot better to you. These look a lot better than they did originally. But I hate throwing stuff out, Same with like the digitals that I printed, and I printed them wrong or the size was wrong. I hate wasting all that ink. So I just figured I could use them somewhere. Oh, that's gonna be cute little journals. All right, so let's chuck that in. All right, now I have this little box. Got some of my thread in it here. Let's see. I like to use up this gray. Maybe get rid of that. We'll see how many we get out of that one. I always get too much thread. Just to, hey, Julie. Good morning. How you doing? All right, so 1. I'm just going to go 2 and maybe 2.5. And then let's see. Nice to see you. Oh, Teresa said she did send a picture. Did she send it to me? Wait a minute. Let me check. She did. Wait a minute. Get rid of that. Oh, that's pretty. Look at there. That's how Teresa did that. That's nice too, huh? Oh, that's fancy schmancy. Who knew? I didn't know she did any beading. How about it? Very nice. Thanks for sending that. Okay, cool. All right, now let's get me live. Get me live. We have such a talented community, huh? All right, so I'm thinking I want my tie in the center and my stitches on the back. I could really put maybe some shindy carpet fabric in there, and I could use it as a little, like a little pull, a little pull. Gotta have a little pull. Okay, let's see if I can get my thread. I don't know if I can get my thread through this one. Let's just see. So now I've got that one journal that I started with my digital prints, and I'm just like, because I didn't do it correctly, I'm a little disappointed in it. So I don't know whether I should just give it up or try to fix it. Oh, what's the matter? Jules not feeling good? Oh, I'm glad you're getting better. All right, so in through the center, leave a little tail. And then back in, either the top or the bottom. And then back in through the top. Boop, boop. Gonna snug it up. And then back in through the center. So these are just little journals, right? I mean, I don't have a lot of room in that envelope to store anything too gigantic. The doctor gave you off this? Oh, you must have really been sick, Jewel. Oh, honey. Oh, my. I don't know, Jassy. You seem pretty smart to me. I mean, you hang out with us. Ha 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 ha. There's that. All right, so I'm going to snug that up. Tie my center. Okay. All right, Peggy. I'm glad you're comfy. Glad you're comfy. Well, that doesn't have to do anything with intelligence, Jassy. That probably just has to do with you, working it out and finding your own groove. Finding your own groove, honey. Ooh, there goes a card. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. So I'm going to put a little bit of lace right here on the edge. Doo, doo, doo. So we're going to open this baby up. I better put mine. Yeah, it's hard, especially if are you still working? Especially if you're still working, and sometimes you don't really know what you like, and you like a lot of different things. And now I think I want the lace part to go this way because, I mean, lace is soft and it will fold with my envelope cover coming over. So a little bit of me fabric. I'll tell you what, I have been going through the glue. Wow. Going through the glue. All right, this card says the best accessories is a good friend. I never look better than when I'm with you. These are cute cards. My mom had good taste. Good taste, Mama. All right, so This is probably way too much glue. I think this probably should go this way. Now that glue's going to come through the lace a little bit, so I'm going to leave this sit, out a little bit so I don't glue it to the envelope. Get my little fabric scissors. I hope your hubby doesn't get it, Julie. Or did you get it from him? All right, let's pin this back. So the other day, I was pulling up my cutter to put on my very crowded desk because I am a messy creator. I've got stuff all over the place, and I knew this was going to happen. Yes, you have to give yourself a break. And I pushed my cutter up on my desk, knocked my cup of fake coffee. It went all over the place. Ay, 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 ay. All right, so this was still a little long. All right, look at this little guy, little rooster. He's pretty cute. The sun shines brightest after the rain. Today is a new day. Cute. All right, so let me get that needle again. For me, it's hard when I see something that somebody else does that I like for me to be satisfied with what I can do because I like what they did. All right, let's pop a hole in the center. Now, don't forget, Cori said that if you don't have a sewing machine and you want to do this, you can hand stitch 3 pamphlet stitch your fins on. You don't have to have a sewing machine. So keep that in mind. I got it from Dad and my brother. I've tried to make sure everything is just, so hubby doesn't get sick. Yeah. All right. There's another one. Now I need another little piece of lace. I'm just wondering if I want to use a different piece of lace. Let's see. Those little bits are a little too small. Those little bits are. Oh, that's nice. That's just going to be a little too short, methinks. Come on. Oh, that might look nice. I wonder if that would look better on a different one. different card. Where are my cards? No, no. I kind of like that and I kind of don't. I never had that, Cal. Thanks. This is kind of outside the box, but I think I like it. I'm not going to do it. We're just going to do it. Yeah, don't rush it, Julie. Take your time. Let your gut heal a little bit. Sometimes doing crazy stuff like that really ends up looking kind of cute. When Brian was living with my mom, what did he get? My mom liked coffee ice cream, as do I. And her favorite ice cream was always Baskin Robbins Jamocha Almond Fudge. So he would go to the grocery store and get one of those Talenti. Is that how you say it? That Kel's talking about? What did I do with my needle? I try to put it back up on the... I don't think I did. You don't think I put it back up on the magnet? Maybe I did. So I was over visiting. Of course, this was a while ago because he was still living with my mom. You gotta try this ice cream. Grandma loves it. It was pretty good. Okay. Every time I've been to France, I've never had a crepe. I have to make sure I get one this time. They have them on the streets. Of course, we're not going to go to Paris, I don't think. But they probably have it in other places in France. Well, I should say a sweet crepe. I had a ham and cheese crepe for lunch one time. All right, let's see. Maybe I did put that needle back up. I don't see it. You finished eating it already? Or did you just take a little scoop? A little bite? Okay. Is that like a sherbet, Cal? Or is it ice creamy? Ice creamy. Maybe I have something in my little tin here that I can put on the edge. Oh yeah, I've got this slice. This is a little one. Let's do some of that. Oh, just a little. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, look at that one. Look at that. You're the kind of friend who makes the sun come out. I guess I could leave those little sayings on. They're very cute. All right, so let's put some lace on this one. Kel, I'm getting anxious to get back to Lila Vanilla. I haven't had a chance to get back there. I thought I was going to go the other day, and then Ron was grumbling about it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I won't go. He's no fun. He's going to be. It's a sorbet gelato yummy thing. Yeah, I knew it was some kind of ice creamy cold thing. I have a feeling while we're on vacation, we're going to say to the hubster, will you stay here and get dinner started? Brian and I will go to the store. We'll be back. Ron's too sensible. Does anybody watch those reels where I want to say it correctly, they're mostly young Asian gals, and they're eating these desserts that have like chocolate and pudding, but they look like a cake. And the one girl has a spoon that looks like a shovel, looks like a spade. Oh my gosh. And like the chocolate's crunchy, but oh no, wrong says the inside's like pudding. I want to try some of that stuff. I just want a bite. I just want a little bite. You can't understand a word they're saying. They're so crunchy. Of course, they've got a microphone right up to their pie hole so you can hear all the crunching. I don't know why it's so appealing for me to watch it, but it's like a pudding or something. The other day I saw one that was all wrapped in, it was like all pushed in plastic wrap. And she had to pull the plastic wrap open, and then she would just scoop it in there. It looked like chocolate cake and whipped cream or something. Ugh. Glad Ange isn't here to hear it. All right, so I think these are going to be okay, even though I had to whack off that edge. Is this my last one? No, one, two, three, four. What did I have? I had 5 or 6 of them, didn't I? It's sorbet too. Well, I definitely want a chocolate pie when we go. It'll be all over the place. What did I do? Oh, here it is. What did I do? And when I went with Colleen and we were in Germany, of course it was Christmas time, Christmas markets. We got something called raclette. Oh my gosh, that was so good. I'd love to have that again. I don't know if I'll find that anywhere. It was some kind of a cheese that they melt this cheese on this special tool. Oh, sorbetto. Oh, got it. Thanks, Kel. I didn't pick that up. Thank you, baby. Sorbetto. Sorbetto. And oh my gosh, this cheese on these potatoes, and it was so ooey gooey creamy. Of course, I love potatoes, but there won't be any markets like that. So, unless there's some kind of a spring fair or something somewhere, I don't know. How am I doing? Okay, I think I'm about ready to wrap this up for tonight. Maybe I'll do a little recap. All right, so let's tie this one. I just spied something over here. Let's see if this is long enough. Oh, this might look cute. Let's see. Well, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby. I wonder how that would look if I put a little yellow in the center. Let's see if I've got something right here. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, no, it's not really. Well, it looks yellow in the... No, that looks more of a flesh tone. Sorbetto. That sounds very Italian. Oh, no, that looks okay. All right, so let's see. I need it down to about there. I'm getting it on my finger. I always get hungry after I stream. Does that happen to anybody else? Okay. Did I put everybody to sleep? All right, let's put a little glue on the edge. That could be Julie. You could be quite right. Power of suggestion. Hmm. All right, let's see here. Oh, that looks good. Tap all those little doodads down. Give a little snip. Now that one's got to dry. All right, let's see here. That one's dry. Let's give this an extra little trim. This one needs to be trimmed. I do love green and purple. This one over here. That feels pretty dry. The last one I just did, I need to give that a minute. So let's see. See, and then I think I'll put a little bit of fabric underneath the signature threads there so that it sticks out, and I have a little tab like to pull the journal out of the envelope. I guess I could put it in the other way. Oh, look, here's one. I need to do that one. I think I need some kind of something here. Here's another one. These they'll be a project for tomorrow. Doesn't matter where these are. Let's trim this off. Boop. Makes it a little more fiddly. Oh, look, it got hung up down there. Whoop. I'm not paying attention. Top. Let's go this way. I know, it's upside down. Gonna have to do for now. See if I snug that in there. I could do a little bit of Velcro or some kind of a little closure here that I could keep that wrapped up nice and tight. It looks very cute. Thanks, Cal. All right, so I've got those two other journals that I can do. And then, of course, it's just decorating the rest of it and then figuring out my cover. So this is what we worked on this evening, inspired by Cori Dahmen from the Creating with Scraps channel, and her channel, or one of her videos at least, is linked in my description box. And the one I worked on today when I was by myself is here somewhere. I was going to show it again. Oh, there it is. It's in the blue denim. This cover is cloth. And I decorated these were plain envelopes. I stamped and inked these, and then used little like blank thank you note cards to make the little individual journals. And of course, they're a little smaller than the envelope, which in this case worked out, better because they go in and out quite easily. Still deciding how I want to finish off. This just has 4. Might put a cloth here to make a pocket in the back. Not sure yet. So these are works in process and progress. But there you have it. Inspired by Creating with Scraps. So check out her channel. And if you're going to make one, Joyce said she thought she was going to make one. So it will be fun to see if she does, see what hers looks like. All right, so it's getting to be the bewitching hour. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Nice to see you all on Tuesday evening. I'll be back online for my regular slot on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. So have a good week. And until I see you next time, I love you. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Bye-bye for now. Night, Joyce.